Hello everyone, this is Afsar Ali. So in this video, we're gonna learn about WebDriver IO version 7 with Cucumber. Okay, so the today's agenda is we'll be doing manual scenarios first. So basically, what we gonna do is we'll be automating a particular website, right? So first we'll go through what all the manual scenarios that we can automate. And then once we get all the manual scenarios, then we'll be writing Cucumber Gherkin scenarios, right? In the Cucumber Gherkin keywords given when then conditions, then we'll be writing. After that is being done, then what we'll be doing is the proper WebDriver IO installations and framework setup. Then after that, how we'll be writing the page objects, then how we'll be doing step definition, then reporting, and we'll understand more about the coding, how basically the whole flow works and how it works in the real-time scenarios in the real company when you start working with a WebDriver IO with a Cucumber framework, then how everything will integrate together. So we'll be going through each of them, right? Okay, so we'll also go through the CI part as well, like GitHub Action integration. Then we'll be Dockerizing the whole framework, and we'll try to run using Docker in Docker containers within the GitHub Actions, and also we'll try to uh, integrate with GitLab or maybe some other CI tools as well, right? And also we'll integrate with the Selenium grid implementation we'll do, or maybe AWS or GCP, wherever we can do. So I'll be creating separate videos for those, right? So in this particular video, we'll mainly focus till GitHub Actions integrations. Okay. Yeah. So let's get started with manual scenarios. So I'll be going through one of the website that I have taken. So this is the website that we'll be using throughout this whole session. What we'll be doing is basically the scenario is we need to sign in. Okay, basically not sign in. Let me. Okay, so what we need to do is first we need to sign up. Okay, because if you are a new user, you need to sign up first. From here, if you click on the sign in button, then there is a create account section over here. So you need to create account. Suppose I'll give some example over here, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, create account. So we'll be doing like this, create new account, and we'll be filling all the details over here. All right. Once you fill all the correct details, then your account will be created. So make sure this while creating the account, right? So this email is should be unique. So basically, we'll be creating a random email each time whenever we run this test, right? So that it will not complain that this email already being used by other users, right? So this is the real-time scenarios. So once you register for it, once this particular email address is being registered, then we go ahead here. Okay, so basically what we need to do is once you sign up, then you need to sign in using newly created email and the password, right? Once you have that, once you have that email address and password, you need to sign in. Okay, so this is the email address I already have registered previously. So I'll be using this email. Okay, yeah, this email is being created. Then we'll be reusing this email. Then just copy, then just enter the correct password. Then you should see this particular page. So you need to verify this all things like sign out button is displayed. Then the name of that, the first name and last name of that user is should be shown over here. And then also you need to verify this particular page is correct or not. So you can also check address information, whatever you have provided during the sign up. this information also we need to verify. So this all thing that will be verifying in our scenarios. Okay, so this is the one scenarios will be verifying. The other thing that what will be validating is then purchase of the product, meaning we need to go back to this page over here. All right, then we need to select the sections over here. Okay, then you need to select subcategories. Then after that you need to select to add to cart. Okay, so basically we'll be providing the name of this item or product from the Cucumber feature files. Then based on these names, it will add to the cart. Once you add to the cart, you go ahead and proceed to checkout. So basically what we'll be doing is going through the whole checkout process. Okay, so here, and also we'll be adding quantity, then we should see some change based on that. Right, you should be able to delete the product, and you should be able to add the product, those kind of things that will be validating. All right, so just then proceed to checkout, and you can also verify your delivery address over here and the billing address. So this all address also we need to verify, and this address will be same as you while you uh, during the creation of your account you have provided, right, those information. So we'll be using some random fake data generator, so that will generate this details of address or name, etc. Okay, so we'll be using some faker API or utility class for that. Then after that, just proceed to checkout, and yeah, so just agree on this, then proceed further. Then the payment options should be there, and you need to check, click any of them. So based on the Cucumber feature file, you'll be providing which one you want, whether you pay by bank wire or pay by check. So those two options will be available. Okay, based on that, it will click on pay by check or something. Then you confirm your order, and after that, you should see this message. So we'll be verifying this as well. And payment amount, this payment amount also will be verifying. And yeah, so this all information will be verifying through Cucumber, the whole process that we'll be doing in this particular session. Okay. So let's start with our first scenario that we'll be writing in Cucumber. Okay, so when you enter this URL, it should be landing on this particular page. Okay, so now you need to click on this sign in button. Okay, the first scenario would be you are on a home page. So this is the home page. Then you need to navigate to sign up page, meaning you need to click on this. Okay, so once you click on this, you need to enter this information. So in our Cucumber scenario, we can write like this. So I'll just open one text editor. I can write Gherkin scenarios in this editor also, text editor. Okay, so feature is sign up and sign in, then purchase the product. So you can write some meaningful feature name as well. Then we can write the scenarios. Okay, scenario you can write some TC 001. So test case also you can write like this as well. Okay, then create new user. Okay, or maybe you can say sign up or sign up. So this is the first scenario that we'll be writing. Okay, so I have written given I'm on the home page. Okay, the first page that we saw. This is the home page, not this one. Okay, so this is my home page. Then I navigate to sign up page. So once you click on this, I navigate to sign up page. Okay. Then after that, I create an account with a random username. So basically, you need to create user with a random username. So this is all you need to write. So in this particular scenario, you can write the whole thing, some random uh, email, then click on create. So this all I click and everything, no need to write because this is a generic business requirement. Like you should be able to create or create new account, or maybe you should be able to sign up with a unique username. So this is the business scenario. No need to write like click on this button, then you enter the first name, then enter the second name, last name, or those kind of thing. No need to provide in the feature file itself. So this is self-explanatory. Okay. Or if you want to provide this names, last name, etc., you can also use data table as well in here. But I think we'll be using some fake data using API, so no need to provide from feature file itself. Okay. Yeah. So we'll be using some random fake data from faker utility classes, utility packages. Okay. Yeah. So once you create the account, now you are finished with this particular page. Now the next thing is next scenario is you should be able to log in with the created user. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So the scenario two is TC002 sign in with a newly created credential. So whatever the credential, username and password we created over here, we'll just reuse the same. And here same given is I'm on the sign in page. All right, sign in page means I need to navigate to here till this page. Then you enter login with newly created credentials. Then after that, then I shall verify the address information in my address section. Okay, so as I shown already, so you need to navigate to the address section, then verify the address whichever you provided during the account creation. Okay, so because basically we provide addresses. Okay, here your address, company name, those kind of thing will be validating in the address section once you log in. Okay, so this is the scenario number two. Then the scenario three would be uh, adding products to your cart. Okay, then checkout. Then you will be able to purchase that product using cash or maybe pay by check. Those informations. So those scenarios also we can add in here. Okay. The scenario three is add product to online cart and checkout. So you need to add the once you log in, okay, given I am on the sign in page, then log in with a newly created credential, newly created username and password. In this scenario also you need to use the username and password you created in the scenario one. So that means you need to share that email and password in each of the scenario where we'll be logging in. So what we'll be doing is we'll be creating a global variable where we'll be saving email and password, okay, somewhere in the global variable, and we can reuse that email and password because each time the email and yeah, email would be different, or maybe username is unique. So we can reuse that email in each of the scenarios to log in. Okay. Then after that, we have this one to add below product to the cart. So basically, we'll be using data table where we'll be using category, subcategory, and name of the product and model and quantity, how many quantity you want to add in into that shopping cart. All right. So basically like this. Um, yeah. So this is category. Category is address. So this is the category. Basically, you can also select this category or woman. Okay. category is the section you see here. Then subcategory, whatever you see, casual dresses, evening summer. So those kind of thing are subcategory, whatever you see here. So the second this is the subcategory. So we can provide here. You can meaning if you provide here, then it will click then second one. Then after that, the name, the printed dress. So basically, it will go and check for the printed dress. This is the title of that product, and it will click on that also first. Then it will also check the model number. So whatever model number you provide over here, it will check and this model 4, whatever here model 3. So based on that, it will compare this, and if it is not matching, then it will fail. Or if it is not matching, and go back and select another product which matches with the model number as well. Then if it matches, then it will enter the quantity. All right. I think not selecting this one. Also, you can add this check as well. Then add to cart. And now you need to go to proceed to checkout. So if you have multiple products you want to add, so simply you need to continue shopping, click on that, then select based on the same thing, right? So this is what the scenario that we'll be covering up. Okay. Okay. So then we have this. I shall validate the shopping cart. Whatever you have added over here, right? You need to validate those in the shopping cart. Okay, so whatever you add over here, right? So you just go ahead and in the shopping cart itself, this is the cart. So we'll be validating those, the name of that product and this demo 4, demo 2, whatever. So we'll be providing here that name, model name, and the name of that product and the quantity. So those things will be reading from here and validating using this data table. Okay, so we'll be asserting this. Then after that, I shall be able to buy the product, and I shall be able to buy the product using check payment. So yeah, just go ahead, check out, and that will be end. Okay. And also you can add as many as scenarios. There will be a lot of scenarios for this website. So we'll try to uh, uh, complete as many as scenarios that we can think up within the limit of time. But you can also go ahead and check for more scenarios. Also, what we'll be doing is we'll be also checking after you sign in, right? Once you purchase something using uh, using your account, right? You can also see in the I think it is in the customer service where you can ask for you can ask for a return or something is there. Maybe I can show you. When you successfully buy the product, right, you can also see the order reference. So those information also we can validate. Okay. So basically what we are going to validate over here is I think you can go to in home page, you can see there is a contact us button over here. Just click on that. So this is with the next scenario that we'll be having. So what we can do is we should be able to select from here, okay, customer service. Then you should be able to validate this your email address. So you should see this email address whichever you used for purchasing your product, right? You should see that same email and you need to validate that as well. And in the reference thing, we need to validate that the reference number, okay, unique reference number when you complete your successful transaction, right? The payment, then you receive this number. So we will be validating this number as well, whether in this drop down list we can see or not. So once you able to select that, you should be also validate those product that you bought, right? You should be able to see in this drop down. So we can also validate this. So this is one scenarios, and also you can write any message over here. Okay. uh, any message like you want to give any feedback on this product, or you don't like this product and you want to return something, you can write something then send button. Okay, so and just validate this information. So this is the next scenario that we'll be doing. Okay, so these are the scenarios, four scenarios I think. Okay, so this is the fourth scenario I have written just now. uh, I'm on the login. I'm on the sign in page, then login using newly created credential. I'm on the contact page because this is happening after this all three scenarios, right? Already you purchased something, then I'm on the contact page. So you go to the contact page, then send a refund request in the customer care in the previous order, whatever you order, just um, request for the refund. And also you can validate those drop down, are the correct or not, everything. All right. So we'll be doing those information, those checks in this particular scenario. Okay, scenario four. So this is the four scenarios that we can automate through WebDriver IO using Cucumber. So this is our feature file already. You can see the feature file is ready for us to use in WebDriver IO. Now we can go to webdriver.io. This is the uh, website where you can get all the information, right? So this is very handy. You can use the installation process over here. So before going for the installation, so there are some prerequisite. You need to have latest Node.js installed in your machine, all right? And also, it's good to have the Python 3 installed and Java JDK. So these three things you just check in your system. It should be installed before proceeding with the installation process of WebDriver IO. Okay, so yeah, so let's get started of the installation process, how we can proceed from here. Okay. So I'll be opening Visual Studio Code. I'll be using VS Code for this particular session. Okay, I just now open my VS Code. Okay, if you haven't installed, please install the VS Code, and this is very useful uh, for JavaScript based projects. All right, so now I'll be just creating a folder somewhere in my maybe here in the desktop also. All right. All right. So WebDriver IO Cucumber. So this is the folder I have created in desktop, or you can create in anywhere. Okay, any drive. Or I'll just go to the desktop. Then WebDriver IO Cucumber. I'll just open it. Okay. So once you open it here, let me just trust it. Okay, so you can see like this, you are in the folder. So what you need to do is, I'll just right click on here, open in integrated terminal. Basically, you will be seeing the terminal over here. Okay, once you right click, and I should be able to see this screen. All right. Okay, so make sure you are in this particular folder. So what the next step you need to do is npm. Okay, before that you need to also check npm is installed or not. Okay, uh, yeah, npm init. So once you do this, you should see like this package name. I will just keep it default. So I'll also just click enter. Description, you can write something. Cucumber WebDriver IO V7 project. Okay, so entry point, you can write index.js. It's a default one. Test command, also just enter. We'll see later on. Enter, keyword, enter. Author, I'll just write my name. Okay, license, enter. And then finally, just click enter. Then you can see the package.json file created over here. Okay, so this is the first step. You need to create the project basically. All right, so basically it's having all the information about the project, that the node project that you will be running. So it contains all the information, descriptions, your main index.js file, etc. All right, so the next step, what we need to do is just go to WebDriver IO website over here, and just try to copy the first line and just install it over here. All right, so what it will do, it will install this WDIO CLI. Okay, WebDriver IO CLI. It will install so that you can, from the command line itself, you can run your tests. All right. Now, if you are doing for first time, it might take some time to install this. Okay. Now you can see there is something called dev dependencies being added over here. All right. And also you can see magically there is a node module folder is being added automatically when you install anything. All right. And packaged log.json file also is being added. So the next thing that we need to do is npx the config. All right. I'll just use not S. If you provide a yes, and it will just create a default one. So I need to select something. So what I'll do, maybe just use config. So I need to select it. If you just provide S right over here, so basically it will just select whatever default for you. Okay. So you want to run in any cloud. No, I want to run in my local. So if you have your own Selenium cloud also, you can write like this. So I'll be using, just click enter so that it will select on my local machine. Okay, so for framework, we'll be using Cucumber. So if you arrow down, if you click on the down button for arrow, okay, just enter. So do you want to use a compiler? So basically you need to use Babel for this particular. So I'll be using JavaScript based, not the TypeScript. So you need to use this Babel. All right. Then okay, where you your feature file located? You can just click enter for the default one. Enter for step definition also default. Do you want WebDriver IO to generate some test files? You can generate some test files. We can see whether this is all our installation working or not. So for now, let's generate it. Then I'll be deleting those tests. Okay. Do you want to use page objects? Page objects. Yes, we want the page objects. Where your page objects located, you can just pick OK. Okay. Here, there is a reporting. So basically, there's a spec reporter, dot reporter, JUnit, Allure, Summary. So I'll be using the spec reporter. Later on, we'll add some more reporting features. Okay. And here, you can select which service Chrome driver I'll be using for now. Okay. Later on, we'll use some other thing if you want, browser stack, or maybe something else. We'll see. Okay. So for now, let's use the Chrome driver. What is your base URL? Let's see localhost, and then installing whatever based on your selection. These all dependencies will install automatically. Okay, I will see here. It will take some time. I'll just pause the video. Okay, so the configuration installed successfully all the dependency, and you can also check in dev dependency, everything Babel code and everything is being installed. All right. So yeah, that's the, and you can see this WDIO config JS. We'll go through briefly about this one. So before this, I need to install, or I need to set up something for Visual Studio Code. Basically, if you are using VS Code, right? If you need IntelliSense, like in other IDE like Eclipse or IntelliJ, you might be seeing when you type something, then automatically it will show you the suggestions. So to enable this for VS Code, you need to uh, do something. So if you go to official documentation and search for VS Code, basically you need to go to this auto completion one. So here we need to create one file called JS config. So what I'll do, I'll just create a file over here, name it as jsconfig.json, right? And grab everything present within this file, yeah, and paste it in here. So make sure if you're using latest, because if you see, we are using the latest version of WebDriver IO, that is 7.14 as of date today. All right. So yeah, this is the latest WebDriver IO that currently present. So for that, you need to like use async mode. So basically, this is in asynchronous mode. Okay. So in this current version of WebDriver IO, it supports only asynchronous. So sync way also can, but it's your node version should be less than 8 or something. Yeah. So yeah, basically you need to use this one asynchronous. Okay, from version 7 onward. That is the recommendation. You can also read about asynchronous and synchronous way of writing WebDriver IO tests. So we'll talk about that as well later on. Okay, so once you do this, just save it and just close. That's all. And also you can see here, it's automatically created some file because we selected, remember, we selected for test, some test to be generated. Do you want to generate some test files? So basically, it is generating some test file, and you can see some default login scenario is there. Okay, step definition also has been created for this. Okay, you can also go through this how it is being done and all. All right. So we'll not we'll just maybe run first whether everything is working fine or not. So what you need to do is just run this command npx wdio run command. All right. So when you run it, basically it will try to open the browser. Okay, you can see it's opening my browser over here, and it's going to that particular login page and will try to log in, I think. Okay, okay. So it logged in successfully, and you can see the test pass. So meaning our installation is successful now. Okay, so yeah, what we do, we'll just remove everything present in here. Okay, we'll not be using this. So I just wanted to show you that it also generates some dummy tests. All right. Okay. Move to task. And this step also I can just move to maybe delete. And this login also just delete everything. Fine. So you can see nothing now present in these folders. So let's create our step definitions. All right, using Gherkin. So the first scenario is create new user sign up. Okay, so I'll just copy these and use the same thing in our test. Okay, so what we'll do, maybe we create a feature file over here. You can have a feature file over here, or maybe you can create a folder for that as well. Okay, for now, let's create a feature file. So you can name anything. Okay, so I use online shopping dot feature. So you need to use this. So you can see I can, in my case, I have very nice folders over here. So one thing you need to do is you need to install two plugins basically. Maybe I can show you a couple of plugins that you need to install. I have installed already. So one plugin is Cucumber. Okay, so just search for Cucumber, this one. The first one I have installed already. So you need to install this particular plugin. Then another one is material theme I have installed. Okay, so the first one, you can install this for nice view of the folders over here. These folders, in a material view. So yeah, you need to go to here and search for material icon theme. Okay, and install it. And then another one is prettier code prettier, I think. Yeah, this one. So it will auto format your JavaScript code whenever you save that code. Okay, so you can install these plugins to have very good views, and you can have very good code formatting as well. Okay, I need to use the feature, so you can have the feature name over here. So you can see automatically it's adding everything because of that plugin I have. So feature name, I can just copy from here whatever we have written. All right, just paste it over here. Then you can have some description as a user or whatever. You can write some story over here. So yeah, we not going to do that now. I'll just copy and paste the scenarios. All right, scenarios we can write over here. So for scenario also you can also add something documentation over here if you want. Okay, for now let's not do that. Okay, so I just added this scenario for this particular feature where it says I'm on the home page, and then navigate to sign up page, then create an account with a random username. So let's go and create the step definition first. Okay, in this particular folder we'll be creating the step definition, right? We can have a file over here, maybe called common file, common step definition, common dot, maybe you can just use step.js. Okay, so that we can understand like this is the step definition. Okay, file name, then dot step.js. All right, so this is the common step definition, whichever the common um, steps that we'll be using this particular step definition for that. Okay, so this particular thing, I am on the home page, we can write in the common. Okay, navigate to sign up page, we can have in the uh, login scenario or login page, then login or maybe authentication step definition will be adding. Okay, so this is my step definition. So what I'll do is just go there and create a step definition for that. Okay, so for that you need to import something. Import, you need to do like this. Import given. Okay, you can see it's automatically also selecting this cucumber. Okay, you can also given when then, because we might need this okay in other step definition. So once you do that, you need to use given. Okay, and your uh, okay, so your page, home page, I'm on the home page. This is the text or whatever text that you have written over here, you just need to write over here. Okay, so the next thing what you need to do is so basically you need to write cucumber step definition in the async mode. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. Okay, so you need to write like this as a regular expressions over here. Okay, I'm on the home page, then this is the way that you need to write. Then this is async, and this is the method parenthesis, then fat arrow. Okay, so yeah, so within that we can use our actual code for navigating to that particular page in the home page, this home page. Okay, so this is my URL. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. For that, I think we need to create another within the page object, let's create another common page as well. Okay, so what I can do, common dot page extension like this, then the JS. So in here, we'll be writing uh, the logic for navigating to this home page. Okay, so I'm here, and we can just create the class, new class called common page. Okay, so this is my class, and you can create one method called open home page. All right, so yeah, so here what you can do is we can use a browser. You can see the IntelliSense because of this jsconfig.jsn. You can see all the IntelliSense over here. Browser, then dot, also you can see all the information available in this browser. So browser, then dot URL. So this will navigate to that particular website. Just now we copied the URL. All right. So yeah, you'll be navigating to that particular URL. So after that, maybe I can just say here console.log so that we can see in the console log over here, navigating to a URL. Maybe I can see over here. Okay, so after you navigate, right, you need to also verify certain things like whether this is page is being loaded or not using this title or something else. Also, you can validate once you navigate to that. So for that, I think we can use another method over here to validate everything. I can see I can write verify page heading. All right. And similar way, I can also write this method. Okay, so you need to write like this, the method. So this is the asynchronous way that we'll be using method over here. Okay, yeah. So what I can do over here is um, maybe we do later on when we will be doing the other stuffs, then we'll be using this verify page heading. So for now, maybe I can use here itself for the title one. Okay, get the title here. For example, const browser title, or maybe the website title, whatever. Should be my store. Basically, we'll be doing some assertion, okay, for this title with my store. So yeah, we'll be showing after that how we can use which library to use in case of asserting. Okay, so this is the navigation one. So you need to call this method open page method in the common step in here, right? You need to write here. So for that, you need to import this particular class also. So import in JavaScript, it works like you need to export from here whichever methods or whichever class if you want to export it. If you export it, then only you will be able to use in this particular step definition, right? So how to do that? So in this common page, okay, maybe for now, I'll just comment this verify heading. All right, so here what you need to do is you need to write export, okay, default, then new, and then common, the class name. So basically, we'll be exporting the whole class object, all right, like this. So once you export it, then it should be able to import this particular object. Import, maybe you can write common page from, okay, like this. You can see double quote. Okay, so if you see here in the page objects and common page, so no need to use .js also. Okay, so once you get the object of that particular class, then you can use this method. All right, you can see the open page method already accessible over here. All right, yeah. So now you are on this home page. The next thing that we'll be doing is we'll be capturing the objects, okay, page objects or web elements for each of the for this particular home page, then the sign up page, etc. And we'll be creating a separate uh, JavaScript files, JS file. Then within that we'll be using our page object model. Okay, so let's see how we can do that as well. So first, I'll just get the locator for this sign in button. Okay, so you can see we can use dot class. Okay, so like this, we can use the class name or maybe CSS selector also. So I need to go to here, and we'll be creating the page object. I'll be creating another file called maybe home dot page dot js. Okay, so all the web element present within this particular home page, I'll be writing over here. So let's create a class called homepage. All right, similarly, you need to export it, export default, new homepage. All right, and here we can write all our um, web element locators, and here we'll be using actions, meaning click on that or whatever things that we'll be doing with those web element we'll be writing over here. So let's first grab all the elements first. Okay, so first of all we need to, for the login button, we need to use a get. I'll be using like this. For button I'll be using btn, for input I'll be using input, something like that. Then the name of that web element, button sign in. Okay, so like this, and here you need to return, all right, and sign, dollar sign over here. Then whatever the element locator, and just copy from here and just paste it here. Okay, no need to provide like whether this is CSS or maybe XPath or class, etc. All right, so you can use like this also. So similarly, let's get for other buttons as well, or whatever the text that you can see over here, contact us, etc. We can uh, get the web element for that like this. Just here, click on these and then go here, and you can see this is a link. So you can also get the link for this particular this thing. All right, so for that, how we can use the link. Okay, okay, so there are two more elements. There's a link contact. So basically this one contacts us. So it is having the ID. You can see over here. it has ID, so you can use a um, has then contact link the ID name. So basically this is the ID. If it is dot, then this is the class name. All right, all the class name and the image logo. So I'll be getting this image logo web locator as well. Okay, once you got that thing, you need to use something for this. Okay, so let's see what else we can grab from here. For now, I think that's all. Let's see what we can do the next thing, that is actions. Here, you need to validate first everything. Then after that, we'll be clicking on those buttons. Sign in button, we need to click on that sign in button. Okay, so to click on that button, maybe what we can do, I'll just write one more method over here called navigate. Navigate to login page. Okay, so basically you need to click on that method, sorry, that bot this sign in button, then only you will be navigating to this login page or sign up page. All right, so you need to use this navigate to sign in login page method, and and within this you need to call this button. Okay, sign in button, then click on that. So how to do that? You need to use this. Okay, button sign in dot click. So the click method is there. Okay, so you need to write like this, and you can also use the console log to confirm that this is sign in button is clicked or something. Sign in button is clicked. All right, so but this should work fine if you are using the sync mode. As WebDriver IO 7 is in asynchronous mode, so you need to use this all thing, the click function or whichever function that you perform on any element, right? You can see this giving a promise basically. All right, so this is in asynchronous mode, and when you use like this, it the response for this will take a little bit of time, and in that moment, it will try to execute something else after that also. Okay, it's not like Java, like it will stuck, it will just wait for this element and then it will just click for click, then only it will execute it, the next line. In JavaScript, in asynchronous mode, it will try to uh, execute, it will not wait for its response to be available, then only it will do this console log. So basically it will do this one, and after that quickly it will just go and execute this one also. Whether this is working fine or not, it will not wait. So for that, to handle that, we have called something await. All right, so it will wait for this operation to be performed, then only it will execute this. Okay, so if you using await, this function has to be async, has to be in async mode. All right, so you need to write like this async, then you need to use this await. Fine. Yeah, so this is for navigating to this sign in or sign up page. All right, so the next thing that we can do, okay, so let's call this this method also in our in our common state. Okay, so basically, let's see what's the home page. So basically, it will just navigate to that home page. Then after that, maybe let's validate something after that. Before calling that click button, we just validate something over here. So what we can do is, let's see what I'll do is just import the home page also. Home page from page objects, then this is home page. All right, so what I'll do, I'll just in the home page, right? We do have some method, some link, image link. Remember we added this link, then this contact button, sign in buttons, locators there. So you can also see also here. Okay, button sign in. You can see whether this is present or not. So for that to assert this whether this one is present or not, you can use something called expect. Okay, so this is coming from chai. Chai is you can say assertion library similar to testng or JUnit in the Java, right? Yeah, so you can see here, it's not giving any intelligence over here because we need to install chai as well. Okay, so let's see in our package.json that dependency is not present, I believe. So yeah, no, not present. So what you can do is npm install. So if you want to install some dependency, third-party dependency, you need to write npm install, then chai. So if you wondering like where you are getting this chai and everything, so there is a website called npm.js. Okay, npmjs.com. So there you need to just go and search for any package. Right? So for example, chai is a very good library. Search for that and you got the chai and click on that and you can see this particular command to install it. All right. So basically it will just get it from there and install it. Okay. So installation is completed and you can see here maybe it should be deb dependency. If I hyphen save deb, if I write, it will coming under this one. Okay, so we install this, but we need to do something to import this chai globally. So what we can do? Okay, I can go to this wdio config.js, and here I can search for before tag. Basically, it will run before anything. Okay, so uncomplete, and this is after, and the before should be here somewhere. Let's search for that. This is before step, before feature. I can have in a before function. So just uncomment this particular thing. All right. So this is the before. So before all is kind of before suit in testng. All right. So what you need to do over here is you need to maybe first require. You can also write here require chai, right? So once you do that, you need to write global, all right, dot expect. So this is a variable that we are saving with the chai dot expect, all right. So basically we're saving this expect with this globally. So it is available, this expect will be available globally, right? So that we can also access from here in the global. All right. Yeah. So basically it's available over here. So what you need to do is to write the to be present over here, meaning it will check whether this is present or not. All right. So similarly, also we can do other checks as well for um, other links as well. Okay. So this should be present, these three things in this home page when we log in, when we launch the home page. Fine. Then after that, what we need to do is we need to call our click method to log in. Okay, and go to the navigation. Okay, for that, I think it is also present in the home page. All right, home page dot navigate to login page. Okay, So basically this will go, you can also click over here and you can see sign in button is clicked. All right, so once you clicked on that, um, yeah, once you click on that, it should navigate to that this login page. So let's see whether this is working or not. Before that, one thing we need to do over here. So we have step definition. This is our online shopping. Let me just rename this correctly. All right, so this is two page objects. All right, and we have this common step definition over here. What you need to do is go to WebDriver WDIO config JS, right? So if you want to know more about this WDIO file, right? I already have one video regarding this. You can go and watch. Okay. Yeah, I'll be providing the link for the WebDriver IO. So basically, this is my website where you can go and check for WebDriver IO tutorial. Okay, just look for this WebDriver IO Cucumber V5 and click on that. Here, this is the video WebDriver IO Part 2 test runner configuration where I have explained everything. So when you click on that, it will go to the YouTube and yeah, so you can see this is test runner configuration. So basically, I have explained everything present in this configuration file. Okay, yeah, you can also watch that video. Fine. Okay, so what we need to do here is to check whether this spec file means the feature files are present in the correct folder or not. So okay, so let's see. Dot means the current folder. All right, current is in feature folder is there. Within the feature, we have star means any folder name. So we are not specifying any folder name over here. Okay, you can also specify the folder name also. So you can see we don't have any folder as such over here. Directly we have .feature file. So within the feature folder itself it is there. So in that case we can just remove this. Okay, if you have another folder within that, if you have, maybe you can create another folder over here, right? So that within that also you can keep this online shopping dot feature. So for this video, let's keep it there. Okay, then just remove this and star feature. Star means any name. Okay, starting with anything and ending with a dot feature, right? So this is my spec definition, spec file. Then for step definition, you need to just go down a little bit. Okay, log label also you can see I have put at info, so you won't see much logs. Okay, in case of debug or trace, you will get a lot of in detail logs. Okay, so we don't need that. Framework reporter spec reporter is there. So this is the one. Features, within the feature file we have step definitions folder. Within that we have this common step.js. So in this case, what we'll do, a similar way we can use star, then step.js. Okay, basically this star dot step dot, because all the step definition file end with dot step dot js. Okay, so you can have multiple step definition and no need to write multiple times over here, because this is also array. It can contain multiple step definition, like you can use like this. Okay, you can add your step definition one more, but this will take care of all if you have multiple files also, right? So the next thing, yeah, no need to go through this file, and also for the local host. We're not using this base URL from here, so no need to change also. If you want to use it, maybe later we'll use it in the latter part of the video. Okay, so that is done from here. Let's see what's left. Oh yeah, so here also you need to use await. Okay, because for V7 it's a more await thing now. Okay, so if you make sure this is in async and this is in here, you need to, whenever uh, you interact with any web element, you need to write like await before that. All right, so once that is being done, let's see here. Navigate to login page. We have this. Let's see if this works or not. All right, let me just clear this one and let's see. Hopefully, I'll get some error. I'm thinking, yeah. So to run this file, right, how you can run is you can just use node. Make sure node is installed in your system. If you are using, I think Windows machine, the system will behave a little differently. So what you need to do is instead of node, you need to give the full path node modules like this. Uh, sorry, you need to write a node modules. Sorry, uh, node node modules. Then you need to write, I think, dot bin. Okay, so within bin we have something called wdio. Okay, till wd, sorry, here wdio. Then you need to use this. So this is only for if you're using Windows machine. Okay, you need to write wdio.conf.js. All right, so you need to go till wdio, then it should work like this in Windows machine. Okay, now it's going here and navigating to that particular page. Okay, and then it should click on this sign in button. Okay, I think it failed. Let's see. As expected, it got failed somewhere. Let's see where it got failed. Okay, so it got failed in this step. All right. So you can see this is not present already. Navigate to sign up page is not defined. Let's see why it's saying it's not defined because I have only created one step, right? Only I am on the home page. Navigate to sign up page is not defined yet. So what we can do is we just create another step definition there. Okay. Okay. So instead of here, I have written this navigate to login page. Maybe I create another navigate to sign up page. This one is just copy from here and then go to this uh, common step definition. Maybe we can create another step definition over here. Maybe let's see here in the common. Okay, given maybe I can say when yeah, like this. All right, then dollar you need to write like this, and it should be in async mode and within the fat arrow. All right, so here what we can do, I'll just copy paste this thing. And yeah, after you navigate to this sign in page, all right, this sign in page, you can also validate certain things in this authentication page, basically. All right. So yeah, you can console log also. Console.log navigated to authentication page or maybe sign up page. Okay, so this is my authentication page over here. You can create account, then you want to sign in also, you can do that. Okay, so for the last step definition, create an account with a random username. Let's create another step definition over here. Okay, not the common one. Now the other step definition would be auth dot step dot js. Okay, so this is for authentication purpose. Okay, create an account with a random username, and this is the auth dot step definition dot js. Okay, so here what we need to do is we need to create the account. So now you are in this page. Okay, once you click on this, you need to enter this particular thing. Okay, for that, what we can do is we can create another, maybe another page object where we can use this page object input box or this button, and after clicking on that, all this information, the form. Okay, we can have in another uh, page, maybe, or we can use um, sign in or sign up page or something. All right, right. So let's see. Yeah, I'll just create another page called auth page over here. Auth.page.js, and similar way, this class name. Okay, auth. You can name anything, anything that you feel it's more readable. Okay, similar way we can do here export. Oh, export default. Sorry, default new auth page. Fine. So you need to first similar way that we did for other class. Here you can use page objects and then some accents over here. Okay, so let's get the first page objects over here. That input create a email. Okay, the first one here. Input create email. This is input box. Then after that button. Here we can use the button. Okay, so create a button. Once you enter some valid valid or unique email, you can go to the next page. Here you need to provide all the information. So all the input box and this button, everything, you need to get the locator for that, and grab it and write down over here. Okay. Okay, so I grabbed this all the button, all the web element present in that particular class, like gender, first name, last name, email, password, Dropbox. This is a Dropbox days. Okay, so for the date of birth, days, then this one month, then this is a year. So separate web element. So yeah, you can see here. Yeah, hash means it's a ID. Okay. Yeah. So I did all the all the web element present there. So once that is being done, the next step would be to create some actions for account creation one. Okay. This all the web element you got. Now create account. Right. So how we can do that? In here, I just to create one method called create account. Okay, I'll also use async way. and here the method name like this. Okay, you can write the same way that we did, but here I'll be parameterizing two things like email ID, then address. Okay, so this two thing I'll be providing from somewhere, from the somewhere where I'll be calling this particular method. Okay, there I'll be providing this to email because email has to be unique each time, and this address also has to be unique. Okay, so we'll be generating random email and address, and we'll be providing to this particular method. Okay, so now the first thing what we need to do is the create email account, the first, the previous page, that input box we need to enter first. Okay, so this dot say input, okay, create account email. So this is the first one. And I think when you navigate to this particular page, right, you need to wait a little bit. So for wait for exist. So for this element, you can use wait for clickable, wait for exist. I'll be using here. Okay. So if you see the documentation also WebDriver IO, wait for exist, you can also see um, here. Okay, go here and check how this is being done. This is first one is timeout, and also you can see some example over here how it is being done. Okay, so you can see this particular one, wait for exist, or wait for this to be exact something. All right, so this is how we can use. Synchronous is a little simple and no need to use await and all. So always go for the asynchronous. Right here, what I'll be using is timeout. Timeout is some 5 second, that is 5,000. Okay, so I'll be waiting for this element to be exist. Okay, after that, okay, you need to use here also await. Okay, then the next thing, await this dot. You need to set the value input create uh, create account email dot set value. Right, so whatever the email that you will be providing from here, from outside, I just provide here. This is the function. Then after that, so we need to click on this. Maybe I go here. Okay, so this is the set value. Then after that, you need to click on this button. So the same thing we need to do over here also. Okay, await this dot btn button is create account button, and here you need to click. Right. So this will navigate to the next page for the it will because you already got this uh, unique email ID. You entered this here, set value, then click on that. After click, it will go to this particular personal create an account page. Okay, here you need to select whatever the title, first name, last name, etc., etc. So yeah, here also just put some weight because we are navigating to the next page. For the gender button, let's maybe for this one, ID gender, so gender one. So just wait for that element to be exist. Okay. All right. So got the gender, uniform ID gender from here, locator. You can see this one. Okay. So this uniform ID gender one, you got that and saving the constant. Then we are waiting for element to be exist for 15 seconds here. then clicking on this radio button, right? When you click on this, it should be clicked. Fine. Once that is being done, the next thing would be simple. So make sure you are using the await thing over here. Otherwise, it will break. Right? Then the next thing is first name, last name, email, something like this. You can just grab the input first name dot set value, and first name you can also provide from here, because this is the address. This is one object that I'll be passing, where in that object everything will contain like first name, last name, where he stays, everything. So the address dot first name, using this, from this object we can get this first name, last name, and the email ID also we have already providing here, and the password just hard code something, password 123. Okay, so once that is being done, set till password till here. The next thing is date of birth. For date of birth, we can do like this. Await, select by index. Basically, this is drop down, then select by index. All right, and whichever index you can select, because this is a drop down. You can see I'll be selecting 12, and from here March 1992. So yeah, you can see select by attribute value, like this. Okay, you can also see this information in the website also. Okay, you can also search for select by attribute or something. Okay, maybe just you can also use select by index, select by attribute. This thing will be you can see over here, and select by visible text also you can select. Okay, so in my case, select by attribute I'm using, because I had some issue with select by visible text. So I use this value, because if you see here, right, in this drop down, let me see, inspect this. Yeah, this select have, it's not a text actually, it's a value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it would have been here text, I think it's a text, but here text also is there, but it was not working, or maybe I forgot already. Yeah, so we can use a value over here using attributes. Okay, select by attribute value 3 value, then 1992 from that drop down list, or from here. All right, so the date of birth is done. Now the next thing that we'll be doing is address. Okay, same thing, first name, last name, company, address, etc., etc. Okay, also these two checkbox also we can select over here. Okay, we did the checkbox. So now for the address, you can see input address box. So all the web elements we already captured over here. Okay, so we are just reusing those, and then set value. So this all the name, first name, last name, address, everything will be provided in this object. Basically, we are providing this address is an object which will contain all these informations like first name, last name, company, address one, then address two, etc. This one, this line one, line two, city, state, postal code, etc. All right. So once you have done, it's pretty simple, like set values, then click, etc. Okay, so that should create a account. Okay, the sign up process should be complete. You need to click the register button also. Here, submit button. All right, so that will complete this whole process of sign up. Now I go to the step definition, where I need to create that object. I need to call that object, or the create account function. So what I'll do, I'll just import, I can say auth page. All right, yeah, auth page, maybe let's say small auth page from page objects, then auth page over here, and I call this function uh, function name is create account, I think. Let me see. Yeah, this is the method create account. All right, so it takes two parameter like email ID and address. Okay, so email ID and address is object, address object. These two things we need to create over here. Okay, so the email ID, you can say constant email ID or something. Constant email ID. Okay, so this is my email ID, like I can say my email, then something 123, yeah, then @gmail.com. All right, so this is a hard-coded one, so we need to make this is a unique email ID each time. So what we can do, we can use the random method, okay, from the JavaScript, from the node. Then we can replace from 1 to 3. We can replace 1 to 3 each time. So how we can do is maybe let's create a random uh, a random string. So this one will give me a random string. Okay, I can use this random string, and I can also use here template string as well. So instead of this, I can use like this dollar. Okay, so basically each time it will create some random string and it will just append over here my email, then this random thing, and this is the Gmail. So this is same email ID I will be just passing over here. Similarly, I need to create an object. All right, the object for the address object here, constant address object. You can see like that. Basically, we need to pass this first name, last name, company, address one, address two. Okay, so this name also you can hard code here, but I think we need to generate a unique name each time as well. So what we can do, we can use a third-party library as well. So if you go to the npm.js, what the package? Okay, so here you just search for faker. Okay, so this faker, it will generate some fake data like faker.name.find name, and it will just give us some random fake name each time. Okay, each time it will give us some random. So these are the method. These are the things available for address. For a lot of things are available. Okay, so we'll just install this third-party library in here in our project. Okay, and go to this directory, just npm faker. Okay, so then how to use it, you can also see here. They're using like a faker.name.find name, first name or whatever. Okay, let me see. Okay, it's being installed over here. So what you need to do is you need to just import that faker. Sorry, faker from other maybe faker. Yeah, you can see here it is available. Just copy this faker. I can see faker dot name dot. I think the first name. It's not giving the IntelliSense. Uh, sorry, you need to be here. So yeah, here like this. Okay, similar way, faker dot name. Now you can see the IntelliSense is coming. Faker dot name, then dot. Okay, first name, then you can see last name. Yeah, like that. Okay, so similarly for city, you can use for company, like you can use the faker dot company dot company name, something like that. All right. Similarly for faker dot address. Okay. Dot maybe you can say address one street name. Yeah, a street name or street address. Okay. So something like that you can use for address two also. Faker dot random dot some alphanumeric. You can get like 5 alphanumeric data, right? So this is how you can generate a random thing, a random string or alphanumeric, whatever, and you just created this object and just pass this object to this particular create account method. So basically, it will go there and check for this and this address. You can see that object we are calling for setting this input first name, last name, email, etc. Okay, address dot last name, something something here. You can see. So we are using each time a new this information will be passed in this object. Okay, so this is we can do now. Okay, now we can run from here. Uh, so basically, how you can run is node. You can directly provide this wdio.conf.js. So in Windows, you need to provide the whole bin, then wdio, then you need to run it. Okay, so let me see here. Node wdio.conf.js. Oh, okay, I am doing some mistake over here. So you can use like npx wdio run, then this file, this wdio conf.js. Okay, so you can write wdio configuration.js file, and when you run it, it should work. Okay, so to go to home page, then click on this sign in link, then there you need to sign up. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the first file on first page. So basically we are getting one error over here. It's saying some WDIO util sim reference chai not defined. Okay, so you need to uh, you need to add something to make it work. Okay, let's do that. So for this, you need to install one more dependency, npm install. You can say this is called expect WebDriver IO. Okay, so this dependency you need to install it over here. Okay, so you can see it's, this package is being installed already. You can also check in the package.json. Okay, so now we go to wdio config file. So here we have added something for chai, right? So here what you can do, you need to use this expect WebDriver IO as well. And here we can have another global variable called global dot maybe wdio expect equal to global expect global dot expect. Okay, so this one will save to this w.io expect. Fine. Then the next thing that we'll be doing, let's see whether this is working fine or not in our case now. Okay, I'll just clear it. Npm run. Maybe what's the yeah. You need to use npm npx wdio run config dot this thing. Okay, so successfully running till now. Opening the browser. Let's see whether this works this time. Okay, I think again it got failed here. Invalid session. I think got one more exception somewhere. Uh, okay, chai is not defined. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the error was due to this chai library. Basically, if you see the documentation of WebDriver IO, the chai is already included. That expect assertion is already available in WebDriver IO runner. Okay, so no need to explicitly install child library for this. So you can install both. So how to do that? So this is the way. In before you can just copy paste this information like this and paste it, and it should work. But I think it's already there. So what I do, I'll just comment out this section. I'll just remove this because I don't need this in my test. And also from package.json, if you see if it is there in any dependency, dev dependency or somewhere, just remove that. And after removing that, just npm install you do, and it will refresh your node package, your dependencies. Okay, so once you do that, one more thing that we did a mistake here. We forgot to add uh, a wait, so that's why it was failing in auth step here. Okay, so make sure if you are calling any method that is asynchronous, so you need to use await over here. Okay, so after removing this, let's try to run this and let's see whether this is working on npm run test. Because if you see in the package.json, I already have this is, script already written. Okay, so it will try to run our wdio config.js. Okay, so it's running now. Okay, so it's coming to here in the home page. Then it should click on the sign in button. After clicking on the sign in button, it should go and create the account. Okay, yeah, I think that's all we have done for the first first scenario, create an account. Okay, so basically it's a created one account. The next step would be to log in. Okay. Okay, so I added the second scenario, that is sign in with a newly created account. So we created a new account already, and after that we need to log in using the new credential. So if you see here in the auth step, we generated email ID. Basically, the new this email ID that need to be used in our step definition, in another step definition where we'll be logging in. Okay, So let's see how we can reuse the same email ID and the password. I think the password that we use here, if you see, it's a hard-coded one. So the password, I think, is a password 123. Okay, so yeah, you can see here input password. This is password 123, and for the account email that we use, so the email that is being generated randomly. Yeah. Okay. So we'll create another um, method over here for logging. Okay. Okay. Sign in using existing or maybe newly created account. All right. So this is my method for sign in. Okay. So here I have input login email. So basically, you need to get the this email and password locator and sign in button also. So I already have that in this auth page. Okay. So I'll be just reusing that input login email value, the username. So this one we need to provide it from somewhere. Okay, maybe I can say username and the password. Password is already there, so no need to provide the password. So what I can do, I can just replace it with that variable. Okay, so this is a sign in function, and we created this step definition. Maybe let me create just a new step definition for this. Okay, so this is my new step definition in auth.step.js file. Login using a newly created credential over here, and here I need to provide the email user ID or maybe username that we created already in here. Okay, so how we can share it? We can also make it as a global, but one more method I can show where we can reuse this method from, or we can save it somewhere in the global variable. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. If I go to the wdio.config, okay, so here we can save it. I'll go to this section over here, before feature, and uncomment it. And so this function will, this is a hook, a cucumber hook. Basically, this will run before running each of the each of the feature files. Okay, once running a feature file, it will run just once. Yeah. So what we can do is we can define one object, and within that we can just have variable, something shared variable or something like that. Okay, I can, this is an object, and here what I can do, email, I can say this is now empty or null or whatever you can say. And similarly address also we need for to store for address for. Okay, so this is a object type. Email and address both are available in the shared variable. Okay, so this one we can access here. If I go to auth page, okay, so we created this in auth step definition, I believe here. Okay, so I can do something like that. Global dot shared. Uh, I just copy from here. Shared variable. Okay. Dot email. Dot email. Let me see. This is, yes, dot email, or maybe username, whatever you can say, equals whatever email ID is being generated. Okay. Similarly, global dot this address also you can whichever the address that we created, this one address, right? We can save into this object. Okay, this is the global object basically, equals this address object. Okay, so now this two value is being saved to this global shared variable. So we can use this variable anywhere. So similarly, in case of username, I just use that global shared variable email. So this one will be available. Okay, so we can just pass this username or user ID into the sign in. So this username is coming here, then password. Okay. Yeah. Also, we need to create a step definition for this one also. I am on the sign in page. So when you create this new account, right, you already signed in. So you need to sign out, then you need to go to the sign in page. Then only you will be able to log in with the newly created credentials, right? So what we do, we just create one more method over here in the auth class, and first we need to sign out. Okay, then we need to sign in. Okay, so written this one is I'm on the sign in page. Basically, I'm checking whether the sign out button is present or not. So if you logged in right with a valid credential, let me see with my credentials. Okay. So when you log in, or maybe when you create your new account, so this sign out button should be displayed. So just check whether this sign out button is present. If it is present, then click on or maybe sign out. Okay, so this in auth page, you need to create another method for the sign out. Okay, we don't have any method for that. We'll just create a sign out method. Okay, let me just quickly create over here. Here, sign out. Similarly for async method. All right, so like this, once you create the method, just need to click on this sign out button. Okay, so this log out button dot click. Yep. So after that, some validation is there, like whether sign in button is present or not, that image logo is present or not. Then navigate to login page. Okay, so just in the home page, I call this navigate to login page. So if the home page is not there, then just import this home page. Um, Page object dot home page. Okay, so this is the home page, and within the home page we have this navigate to login page. So you go to the navigate to the login page, then maybe what I'll do, I'll just cut and paste above it. So basically this is the first step. I'm on the sign in page, then only you will be able to log in using the newly created credentials. Okay, and that credential we stored in the shared variable, global variable, and we just get it that from there. Okay, so you need to make sure this all sign out button is already you captured, right? Then also you need to verify uh, this shared variable email already there. Okay, so then I think this should work. Let me rerun again. Okay, so if I rerun, so this time let's see. Okay, so it's loading the page. Okay, so it's loading the page. creating the account, registered. Then you see it should sign out. Okay, sign out, and it is in the sign in page. Now it is signing in with a new account. Okay, so this is the one uh, second scenario. This is till here is completed, and one last thing left is then I shall verify the address information in my address section. Okay, so let's create this step definition. Okay, copy. For this, I'll create another step definition for my information or my account information. So what I do, I create my account dot step dot js. Okay, so this is my account step definition. And similarly, I can create one more my account detail page objects as well. Page.js. Okay, so this is the class. Okay, so this is my class, my account having my button of my address, those information. So whatever you see here, this is my address button. Okay, then we have button of order history. So all these buttons you can get it here. Then personal information, whatever. All right, so we are validating this my address. So click on this. Then after that, you need to verify this title and this first name, last name, and these buttons and this add a new address button all are present or not. So that thing we'll be doing in here. Okay, so here navigate to address. So it will just click on this previous button. Then after that, it should come here. Then you can validate your address information. You can also get this in the shared, get the information from the shared object. Okay. Okay, let's save it this one. And for the step definition also I created already one. So what I do, I import this given. Yeah, I think given only needed here. Okay, let's run this test. Now it will navigate to this to address. Okay, so you can validate this as well. Okay, we can create a separate method for that in my account. Then we can just read everything and validate it. Okay, let's run these two scenario, and in the next video we'll be covering another two scenarios. Okay, so if this works, okay, then we'll be also adding some more validation on this last step as well. Okay, so before that also what I can do, if you want to open this browser in full screen mode, you can also add something in here as well. Maybe before feature file, I believe. Um, Let me see. This is before scenario. You can add also before scenario, fine. Or before feature also is okay, I believe. Browser dot maximize window. Okay, so this one will open the browser in the maximize mode as well. So you can see the test pass six. Yeah, six step definitions got passed already. All good. So in the next video, I'll be covering these two, the remaining two scenario that we have written in our text editor. Okay. So yeah, that's all for this video, and see you in the next video. Then bye for now.